on this computer. Hi, Gibbs. So we are back at it, discussing tonight some of ideas of Balaji Srinivasan, and so maybe we could start with truth, health, and wealth. But first, we need to showcase the technological progress of our lights getting darker and with our mobile phones. You have something like that as well, right? Maybe more sophisticated. Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, I'm glad to see you back after some time. And now today we're going to discuss about the network state and also about the truth, health, and wealth, and also maybe how we're going to link it with also our project Wezesha, as an application in our project, so that we can also be part of the technological progress in also the ascending world.
Yeah. So okay, so it's like Balaji Srinivasan is like quite getting bigger in like this not just technological Twitter, but it's also like kind of a big ideas guy. Like he has lots of concepts like coming up every other day with some new interesting tweet and take on not just current events, but like on big history, technology, technological progress or progressivism, technological progressivism, as you said, and so this like truth, wealth, and truth, health, and wealth in this order. It's like new égalité, fraternité. It's like a liberté, égalité, fraternité. It's like a liberty, brotherhood, and equality in French. So it's like some kind of like let's say a motto for a new network state or something like that. And so, yeah, I mean, I got interested in Balaji Srinivasan. I mean, especially his ideas, because there are so many, and he is a really great teacher, so he can know how to articulate them very well. So it's really good to listen to his podcast. You can listen to like one podcast like a couple of times, and you always find something new. And he has put out quite a lot of them. Especially, I think with Tim Ferriss, it's there. He had two podcasts last year. They're quite long and great. And then there is this actually Balaji Srinivasan series on what Bitcoin did. Yeah, I think that's the name of the podcast. It's the guy is called Breedlove, if I'm correct. Yeah, and the podcaster and Robert Breedlove, if I'm correct. That no, but yeah, it's like 7 or 10 hours of Balaji. So it's also like, I mean, you can. I think you can never get tired of listening to him, but I'm always happy when there is something new. So I will kind of listen to it 3 times, but. Or more, but right away when it's out, So, but okay, so but I wrote like an article. I think we can post it in YouTube like later on as in the comments. I wrote on Balaji in 2020. I think it was August 2020 when I heard him on some podcast for the first time, and I was like, oh, okay, this it was like the pandemics was starting, and he had some good ideas about pandemics and what the future might bring. And he was tweeting about like we will all be wearing masks and something like that. He was tweeting about it in January 2020, and also he was kind of mocked at first, and some other people that he used to work with were mocked for, I don't know, taking precautions precautions. Very early on, they were mocked by some, like, I don't know, American journalists and at Recode, for example, for not shaking hands back in, I don't know, back in February, you know, and 1 month after everybody was in lockdown, like what China did. So he got quite big in 2020. So I'm happy he got on my radar. And I wrote like this, just some short blog post about his some of his concepts that I picked from those a few podcasts I listened back then. And actually he retweeted it, so I was happy, you know. So something like, someone
Nice.
from Eastern Europe is interested in my ideas, and maybe he wrote like maybe he should write them down so they don't get distorted or something like that. So it was kind of like, I was happy that he retweeted it, but it was also like, okay, maybe I need to study those ideas better or something like that. So yeah, shortly. So that's like after that, I think I started to listen to his podcast like on a daily basis or something like that. So like when I go to work or go from work and stuff like that. So yeah, and so okay, but truth, health and wealth, and the network state. Okay, so the network state. It's just like it's also a title of his upcoming book. You can pre-order it on Amazon, but it's like an idea. It's like a synthesis of kind of seemingly two opposed concepts. So it's like the network and the state, you know. So it's like, in other words, it's like a Hegelian synthesis. So it's like a synthesis of like there is this like thesis, antithesis, and synthesis of let's say two opposing ideas. You can merge them together, and this could create either like a effective Hegelian synthesis. So, for example, Balaji Srinivasan argues that Coinbase is an effective Hegelian synthesis of like a decentralized crypto space, and the idea, an opposite idea of something like a centralized bank that has a so basically Coinbase wants to become like the trusted brand and the trusted bank of the crypto space, which is like two opposing ideas, you know, because you have like a decentralized, trustless systems where everybody has a root over there, and they have their owning their own private keys and stuff like that. So that's like the crypto space. But then also for some practical reasons or something, you also want some like entity where you can buy, exchange, maybe hold some portion or fraction of your crypto investments. So, and you can actually even have like a Visa card connected to Coinbase account in some countries. So basically, it's one way of using your Bitcoin. Let's say paying for coffee with your Bitcoin, you could use like a Coinbase card. So therefore, this is like an effective Hegelian synthesis, the Coinbase example. And an ineffective Hegelian synthesis would be something like, at least what the Balaji says, something like enterprise blockchain. So here he says it's something like infertile mule. So it's like a combination of what, a horse and a donkey or what. And the problem here is that basically there is no token, so it's difficult to sell some kind of like enterprise blockchain solutions, let's say, because you want to reorganize some big company to embrace blockchain technology. But if you don't have a token associated with it, so it's difficult to sell it, you know, to, let's say, management and to align everyone. So if the token is missing, there is like very hard to make alignment. Therefore, like enterprise blockchain without token, you know, if like it's like ineffective Hegelian synthesis. So it's like a good concept. So you can kind of merge the opposing ideas, but sometimes that merger can be effective and sometimes it can be ineffective, you know, when something is missing or it's like just a bad match. So that's like the basic idea. And so the network state is like the idea of you can have like a state that acts like it's connected. It's like very digital, for example, but you could also kind of create a community, like a digitally native community, like first in the cloud, and then let's say crowdsource and crowdfund some land, and let's say build some kind of like some like hacker houses or some communities or some like some hubs. And then grow from there. You can, you know, like build some intentional communities and maybe even like have like some kind of like identity, like something like a reverse diaspora. So imagine you have like Israelis that lived all around the world, like a diaspora, and then they came into some kind of like land or something. But what Balaji envisions is like this is a gradual process. It's not binary, so it's not either 0 or 1, but it's like a gradual process. So, and for example, startup cities, this is like something that maybe we will see this decade. So it's like on a continuum to the network state, but it's just like a startup city. Yeah, like something what Elon Musk with his Starbase is trying to do, or with some there are some other projects like Prospera, Cul-de-sac, some kind of like intentional communities, like people trying to build like brand new cities, you know. And there are some older projects like some charter cities, ideas like that. So, but maybe even before that, you could even create like some kind of community, like let's say some people working together, living together. So, yeah. But sorry.
So it's like also like more of a metaverse kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you could basically the whole idea is that it's very expensive to build something in a physical world, and you need lots of permissions and lots of like a construction permit, business permit. So I don't know, some like some guys or like some bureaucrats will go and check if the place has a good hygiene, if it has a good this, and you need to I don't know, you need to pay people to clean the place and stuff like that. So it's quite expensive, and you even don't know if there will be any community, if some people will be interested or not. So, but if you start something in the cloud first, so like some digitally native community, like in the metaverse, you can build whatever you want in the metaverse, you know, nobody will stop you. And what you could do is like, if it's like a digitally first and cloud-based, so you build like let's say 3D models, like 3D buildings, and you can design it very well, like using your community. Maybe some people will like this kind of designs of houses, others will vote on some other designs of houses. And then what you could do, you could like print out the city, you know, like print out it, like let's say maybe using some modular like containers, you know, some modular architecture or something like that, or some mobile homes and stuff like that. But you could first design it in the cloud, which is much cheaper, and then maybe print out it later in the physical world. Yeah.
So it's like you can also say start it from your computer, like come up with your own country direct from your computer. And where you can also create like your own currency, and maybe you can have, for example, people coming in and say buying land in that country, and collectively you can maybe come through maybe DAO, somehow you can elect your leader, somebody who can be leader and lead you in that country. But also important, also you can decide to just live being founder and become a normal citizen in that country.
But it's first it's kind of starts as a LARP, so it's like live action real playing, you know, and it's like, as I said, it's on a continuum, so maybe not all projects will even, it's just something like maybe for next 20 years or something, like not every project or every community will end in some kind of like network state or some or like something like like citizens or whatever, but it's mostly focused on like the right of exit is the first right or the primary right. So you are free to join if you are, I mean, if you are accepted, because the community doesn't need to accept everyone, you know, but if you are but yeah, if you are able to join, let's say it's something like a state as a service, so you pay for like a subscription fee, you know, maybe it will have some kind of layers, or like not everybody is able to pay everything or something, but it's just like some kind of levels of subscriptions, you know, or but you pay for some services, and if you are not happy with the services, and you kind of, maybe you can become like a member of various it's something like using Facebook and Twitter at the same time, so you could be a member of various network states. But of course loyalty is like or tribalism or something like digital tribalism, and loyalty is very precious in this kind of environment, you know, because so you don't want too much tribalism, like just people being like it's like a maximalist or like about their cause. This is something like stupid power or something, just like being totally, it's like basically being like some hooligans or football fans or something, just by being totally tribalistic. But you also don't want only super rational people or just people who are totally just like there for the business, or just for because it's like a good value for money for them or something. So you want also some mix of loyalty and rationalism. So that's maybe something like also Balaji discusses it, something like rationality versus, he calls it nationalism, but I think tribalism is better. So like digital tribalism versus rationality. So you want to have some kind of mix of it. So, but what you asked about the DAOs and the electing the leader or something. Yeah, I mean, technically, I think even before discussing this, like some countries can become network states, like, or taking the property of networks. Let's say Estonia has this, like, they were quite early with internet, and they have these like you could become like a digital resident of Estonia. So this is like an example of like a state becoming more of a network, or you can, what the Balaji is discussing is like a network becoming more like a state, you know. But even before that, you can just create like, let's say, your small town, or even like a small community within a town. And what you could use for it, it's something like a crypto rates, and a rate is like real estate investment trust. So you could basically create like a city coin, and you could create a DAO. And the city coin has some nice properties with it, or the crypto rate. I don't know, like, what is the difference between city coin and crypto rate? Probably it's like it's like it's associated with the city coin, but it's probably some smart contract or something like that, the crypto rate, because it decides on how valuable it is, let's say, to live on in the city center or in the center of the community, and maybe on the periphery. But the idea is then you own a part of the, you don't own your own house, let's say, on this street, like this is my house and I own the single house, but you own like the part of the whole city, you know, like a share of the whole city or a whole community. And this kind of this helps to fight what is called NIMBYism. So NIMBY is like a abbreviation of not in my backyard. So it fights NIMBYism because then, for example, and it makes people more, it's easier, for example, to relocate from one part of the city to another part of the city. So, for example, one part of the city is like for partying people, you know, like let's say people, some students, young people, single people who love to party, and there is a lot of discos and loads of fun and stuff. But then you want to move, let's say, into more like a family-friendly part of the city, and you then in this kind of use case, you don't need to sell your house and build another house there, but it's just basically you can relocate, you know, because yeah, you just like but you are not just renting, but you are owning the whole city. And what it creates, or part of the whole city, what it creates is like the alignment of incentives. So you are not like fighting some people, let's say, to build a new club next to your door because you don't want your I don't know, to have another noisy place for your family or something, but it's like creates like a fractal communities and alignment in these kind of city quarters or city areas. So similar, like when you have, let's say, like a Chinatown, which means like a place in the city or the part of the city, let's say, where there is like some Chinese immigrant families living, or you have some kind of different other like ethnic or whatever communities, like kind of clustering together, because that's like quite it's there is this idea, this model called Schelling model, which explains why actually it happens that even very kind of tolerant people, even when they're like tolerant people or something, usually what happens is like quite the communities become quite segregated. So like, let's say there is one like some Spanish part of the town, Italian part of the town, Chinese part of the town, and so and this Schelling model explains how it happens. But this is the similar idea. But let's say you could have like a vegan part of the town, or you could have like some religious part of the town. You could have like a partying part of the town, and then but then the ideal case, it's not like a 51% democracy, but like 99% democracy, meaning like everybody is aligned with this kind of what's happening in this part of town, you know. And so you are not fighting some new construction, let's say, of some disco or a fitness center, or I don't know, concert hall or something like that, because you know that this is the place of the town where these kind of things happen. And if you want to have your like nice, calm family life, or let's say some religious community, then you move into another part of the town. Yeah. And so it's kind of like Nassim Taleb has like this concept of fractal localism. So I think it's somehow connected with it, like this idea of 99% democracy or alignment. It's kind of connected with that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And about, sorry, and the last thing, or about the DAOs, and you have a leader. I think this is one like innovation that or a good idea that Balaji Srinivasan brings in this Web3 space, because lots of DAOs are kind of chaotic, like there is no leader, there is no hierarchy or something. But again, he comes up with this like Hegelian synthesis of, let's say, hierarchy, let's say like a company hierarchy, which are basically companies are like monarchies, you know, there is a king like Elon Musk, you know, it's just like the guy giving orders, but he needs to be also kind, because he, you know, because he works with lots of engineers who are very well paid and they have great skills, and you want to attract as many people with great skills, so you can't be like too autocratic and like being like too ruthless to people or something. So but it's great to have some leader and some vision, like you have a founder of a company or a founder of a city state, and you have some vision, but then the key is if people are free to leave, and if it's easy to leave that community, even people might be even encouraged to leave if they don't like it, then this is kind of like just a community or something. And then the community is basically judged according to how many people want to join compared to how many people want to leave, you know. So if it's a healthy company or a healthy community, then more people want to join than to leave. So that's like the idea. And specifically with the DAO and the leader, with the people DAO that has some leaders, or one leader and some hierarchy. So even before like a network states or like a startup city is like a step before network states. It's something maybe that will happen this decade, like a new city is coming up. But even before that, you could create, or what Balaji Srinivasan calls a network union. So it's like a trade union or teachers union or something like that, but he calls it like a network union. So it's again like it has a leader and some hierarchy, and and it could it's like collective bargaining. So basically, let's say if you have like a community of 1,000 engineers, like software engineers, and let's say you want to get them into Konza city, you know, so like let's say they live in various countries, but they're like part of this like one community, let's say, of technological progressives or something like that, you know, like people who have also some common beliefs or ideas about, let's say, they love technological progress. And for example, they can bargain with someone like a Konza city, or that's just an example, or some completely new or old city, or it could be, I don't know, Voi or Boston or Bratislava or I don't know, Vienna, it doesn't matter. And they could like bargain, let's say if it's like 10,000 people or even 1,000 people, like they could say like, okay, if you allow self-driving cars in this city, in some part of the city or in the city, then we would come and we would join. So we would come and live in your place. And we could even show that we are serious, that we mean it, by locking some funds, let's say putting down some installment, like because and locking it down, let's say for 3 years or something like that. So they could even prove, like on chain, you know, like using blockchain, they could prove, like, let's say we are serious, we are 1,000 people who are, let's say, like software engineers. We have a certain income every year. We can work remotely, and we have also some savings or something. And from our savings, we can put, like, each of us can put together, let's say, 1,000 euros each. So it would be like 1 million, but this is just a toy example. It could be more. And this is like a amount of money that we have like a skin in the game. We can lock for 3 years, and we could prove we could prove like we will or let's say we will help you to create a city coin, and we will buy the city coin, and we will hold it for 3 years, like lock it for 3, or I don't know how many years, 1 year, 5 years, I don't know. But you could kind of create some kind of alignment and also kind of proof of alignment or hodling, you know, like yeah, with this. So that yeah.
That's nice. So I can see the time has gone, and maybe my device is also losing battery.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because also it's kind of late. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here, and it's 11 something in Voi in Kenya. Okay, yeah. I think yeah, you're losing battery, physical and mental. Okay, sorry. Yeah. But I think maybe we can continue next time. Maybe we just like wrap it up with like maybe we could even call this like a network state versus a network union, or I don't know, or something like that. And with the or anyway, we can maybe can just add like one sentence. It's just like this truth, wealth, health. Yeah, this is a kind of like an idea to just like create communities also around some kind of values, you know, and some kind of like Balaji Srinivasan calls it like optimalism. So not maybe to optimize only one value like wealth, but it's also it should like the priority should be like truth, you know, like science, like truth seeking, and like some like verified and facts, and like replicable research, and truly replicable research, what he calls. And health is like pursuit of longevity, of like technological progress, of like long life, prolonging the lifespan of with various technologies and medicines and exercise and stuff like that. Like proof of workout. It's like a funny idea, like what the communities can do, like to engage people in doing more exercise. And lastly, of course, wealth, like let's say saving in crypto and stuff like that. So, but okay, but we could discuss for another hour, but it's getting late. So that was just like maybe for to be continued next time.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for our small. So maybe shall we publish this on Wezesha on YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, we can publish it. So that was Jakub talking about the network state. Yeah, so it was a great session with Jakub, but maybe next time, as a continuation of this, maybe we could also discuss about Twitter, if it can be part of the network state, like having can it be
yeah, recently Balaji also wrote like the name of the article is called Elon Drop. So he wrote like a strategy what Elon should do, like to create a parallel website and let people log in through Twitter with Twitter in his website, and he should do an airdrop of his token or something like Twitter coin, and that would be the way how to align people globally, not just in the US, but you know, everyone who logs in with his or her Twitter account into his page would receive like airdrop of some new Twitter coins. It's quite smart. And he explains it in more detail. So maybe people could go and check out Twitter coin. Yeah. Sorry, Elon Drop article. Okay, so sorry, but thanks, bro. Thanks, Gifts, for for this session, and maybe we should continue later. Yeah. So next time. Okay. So yeah, go and check Balaji's Twitter, and And also, yeah, you should go and check our project. Yeah, Balajis is like a Balaji S. It's like at Balaji Balaji S. Like Balaji Srinivasan. So yeah. Cool.
Our website is Wezesha.co.
Yeah, and his current project is like 1729.com. Balaji Srinivasan's project is 1729.com. So we are very inspired by him. So, but what he is trying to do something like a crypto university, and we are trying to do something like a crypto vocational training center or crypto high school, basically. So. Okay.
Okay.
So take care. Take care. Good. Lala salama. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye.